Zaman, there are being questions raised about people within the India bloc itself. You're representing the Congress party. Fact is that your own allies, the TMC is saying we were not consulted. Sharad Pawar is saying हमें तो पता ही नहीं था. तो आप ये देख लीजिए. I mean, your own allies are not backing you. The YSRCP is not backing you either.
No, Shreya, first and foremost, before coming to your question, let me just inform you that 2019 Lok Sabha did not have a deputy speaker. And this time, the Congress party in particular has been able to expose the government because Narendra Modi ji wanted to have an 18th Lok Sabha without a deputy speaker. That's why the Congress party and all the other like-minded parties of the India bloc made a demand of the government that you first decide on the deputy speaker, because it is mandated in the constitution to have a deputy speaker. So it's better that we all agree on the deputy speaker's post, give it to the opposition, and then we'll support Om Birla ji as the speaker. But the government with its arrogant behavior has refused to accede to this request, simple request of the opposition. Now coming back to your main question, why all the opposition parties are not on the same footing as the Congress party? That's a very legitimate question, Shreya. But the point here is that we have seen what happened to Biju Janata Dal. We have seen what happened to YSR. During the 17th Lok Sabha, all these parties were towing the line of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and look now where. They are reduced to the dustbins in their own state's political history right now. This will also happen to those political parties like the TMC if they do not smell the coffee right now and see that we as a nation, if we need to progress, we need to toe the line of the entire opposition, living beside minor differences that might have been there in
all
deciding
that is very
who can
well,
be the deputy speaker.
But there's a bit of... Okay, but here's the thing, Mr. Kamru Zaman, there's a bit of hypocrisy in what the India bloc is saying right now. Fact is, and we'll just put those numbers out on our screens as well, there are 9 states where the India bloc is in power, whether it's under the Congress, the DMK, AAP or TMC. In all these states, sir, the post of deputy speaker is either with the ruling party or has been kept vacant.
So Shreya,
you're talking about parampara. What is the parampara being followed in states ruled by the India bloc itself?
Shreya, I will not want to digress this debate to go to the state level. This is a question of the world's largest democracy, the representatives of the people house, that is the largest in this world. We should be setting standards on the Lok Sabha itself. And moreover, if their deputy speaker's posts are not occupied in the states, then there should have been objection that we are raising right now here. Why was the BJP silent in the states itself? This is not the case as simple as you are pointing out. The case is, as I told you earlier, they wanted an 18 Lok Sabha without a deputy speaker so that 150 MPs can be expelled, bills can be passed with 1 minute of discussion, of finance bills can be passed without any discussion. This is the nature of a government which hardly believes in consensus. The Prime Minister will speak outside the Parliament in one language and he will speak in another language through his floor leaders in a different language. The hypocrisy of the Narendra Modi government as well as this government is totally exposed. We, as a united opposition, we will not go down without a fight. It is a day-to-day battle to expose the government.
All that is very great. And there are some fights that are worth fighting, even if you know if you're going to lose. There are some fights which are so grand that they are worth fighting, even if you know you're going to lose. The fact, as Tushar Gupta pointed out in the beginning of the show, is that, well, the India bloc simply doesn't have the numbers. So, kal election ho jaye speaker ka, but it is Om Birla who is going to be India's next speaker. That is how it has to be. When it comes to the deputy speaker, the fact is that the battle lines have already been drawn, and we know that there is probably going to be a contest for the post of the deputy speaker as well, one which the India bloc will lose given the fact that it doesn't have the numbers. I'm completely out of time, but who wanted 10 seconds? I can give them 10 seconds. Mr. Choudhury, did you want 10 seconds?
Yes. Just a reminder to the nation through your show tonight. We brought in the no confidence motion last year, not to win the no confidence motion, but the government's refusal to discuss the trending issues before the country. We know it was a losing battle. But that was the only way that we could have highlighted the problems before the country in front of a deaf and dumb government we had. And hopefully 18th Lok Sabha is not going to be a 17th Lok Sabha, that I can assure you.
Of course not, given the numbers as they are stacked up right now. So we are expecting things to be much more contentious. We are expecting much more fireworks. But by the end of it, if it's good for India's democracy, we'll be good with it. Tushar Gupta, thank you very much. Professor Jyotsna, thank you very much. Kamruddin Choudhury, thank you very much. And Faizan Kidwai, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now.